Neil Gross, okay? Thank you, Neil, for all your service, a Purple Heart recipient.
I want to thank everybody here for being here today. When Willie and I first accidentally heard about what was going to happen here at the hospital, we were shocked. The gasp went around the room where we were sitting at the VAVS meeting, and Willie looked at me and I looked at him and said, how could this possibly be? Then we met with the interim director, who verified everything, who told us what she could tell us, okay? But there was obviously something not being told. And that's what we're afraid of. And that's what we know is going to happen here. Now, you've heard from people a lot smarter than I am, okay? And a lot brighter than I am. This is exactly what the plan is. And just one little aside here, okay? Have you seen the new fence that they're building around here? Okay, take a look at that. And ask yourself how how the VA has money to build a fence like that when my chapter has to contribute money for indigent travel. To have veterans, okay, travel back and forth to this hospital. My chapter contributed $500. How is it possible that they can build a fence out here when my chapter contributes money along with the other service organizations just to pay for haircuts here at this facility? How is that right? How is it possible that they have the audacity to build a fence here when we have veterans that don't have complete meals and we bring meals in? How is it possible that we can have a pool and a basketball court ready to be used and not being used when my chapter spends money each month to send them to the West Point Bowl so they can go bowling there? Something is really wrong here. Something's rotten in the state of Denmark, and something's rotten in the state of the VA. Thank you.
Go ahead, Neil. President Rolling Thunder.
The president of Rolling Thunder, John Paliuka. When people say psychiatric, you know, it brings a bad connotation. You know, I am proud to say that I came through Mother Montrose in 1997. On my other jacket, I have a patch which says, "Not all wounds are visible." Okay, just because I have a Purple Heart, yeah, I was wounded. But there are many men walking around today who didn't receive a Purple Heart, who were wounded emotionally. That's what this is about. The #1 PTSD treatment facility in the nation. Not the state, the nation. They come from the tri-state area. And what Chapter 21 Commander Neil Gross said is absolutely true. Not only do we contribute, every veteran service organizations. Vito Pinto organized something where we get money coming in, and we're constantly giving money to the Westchester County Veterans Advisory Board. Something is definitely wrong. We need to stand up, people.
Thank you, Willie. Oh, yes. Thank you, Willie Nazario. Something is definitely very wrong. And, you know, folks, one of the things I get to do as president of Rolling Thunder, besides going to Staples and ordering a $6.95 name tag, I get to work with some of the best people. Two of them are here with me today. Vice President Al Zioli, right back under the tent with the camera in his hand, taking my picture. Because if he doesn't, I'll break his chops till the end of time. And next to him, Paul Schneeberger, valued member, does a lot of videos for us. You know, folks, I've been in Washington, D.C. many times. A week from this Friday, my vice president and I will be on Capitol Hill in the Senate office building, as we were many times before. Now, they all do what we call in Vietnam Didi Mao. They're not there, but the aides are there. And many years ago, the first time I was there, I noticed that Indiana, the state where the American Legion has a headquarters, did not fly the POW MIA flag. So I walked in the office, told them who I was, you know, Mr. Big Shot. There were two young aides with their feet on the desk. I says, how come you guys aren't flying the POW MIA flag? And they said, what's that? I says, come here, I want to show you something. See that over there in the state of North Carolina, they had one. Oh, yeah, that one. And you know what the guy said with a straight face? I'll see if we have to get a building permit. And I said, your building permit? You're in a Senate office building. You got to get a building permit? Who the hell is kidding who? Come on, let's cut it out. You know, in 1859, 2 books were written. One was by Charles Darwin, the devout atheist, The Origin of the Species. Another one by Frederick Douglass, called My Bondage, My Freedom. Now, he was a slave that became a free man. He's got his own space in the Americana exhibit in the Smithsonian. And he has one phrase in that book. It's been the battle cry of oppressed people everywhere. 5 words. Power concedes nothing without demand. And on this day, we demand accountability. We demand everything. And in Rolling Thunder, we demand a lot of ourselves. Okay, I demand to be the first guy tasting the food when we do the picnic at the when we do the picnic there. Okay, I got the waistline to approve it too. All right, and I demand a lot out of my vice president. He gives me 120%. Believe me. And folks, I just want to say one small scenario. If God's good to me in the end days, when we give a testimony of what we did here on earth, I want to be behind the jackass that says, hey, God, guess what I tried to do? I tried to demolish the VA and make billions of dollars. And hope God looks over his shoulder and says, hey, Johnny Pad, that's my nickname. You want to kick him to hell or should I? I said, God, you do it. You got the bigger foot. Thanks for your attention, folks. Welcome to the next speaker.